Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Denise Gary Show. It's just an honor and a privilege to have Robin Robinson. Robin, I've got to, your title is so lengthy, I've got to look down and check it out. She is the CityServe Community Development and Church Engagement Director. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, Denise. It's good to be back.
It's good to have you back. She's doing such a tremendous work. CityServe is doing such a great work. And you're just heading all that up. And I want her to talk to us today about the process, because I'm getting more and more questions about when there's a family in need, when there's perhaps a homeless family, somebody just lost their job, or there are people working, but they're the working poor, and something's come up and they need a refrigerator, or they need some kind of appliance, or they need a piece of furniture, or they need something, they need food, they need clothing, they need something. I want you to tell us about the process, and we're going to get to the mayor's ball because there's a fundraiser coming up in February, and we'll talk about that. But tell the audience out there that's from one of the churches that wants to help a family, and they know you're the key. Robin Robinson from CityServe is the key. But how do they get that help, Robin?
Well, there's many, many ways that it happens, Denise. Some of it is the referral of our social systems. We are connected to Department of Human Services, Bakersfield City Schools, Kern High School District.
So what does that mean to somebody that's listening? They're going to call
They actually would call CityServe. So CityServe has a number. That number is 371-2650.
Let's write that down.
Yes, 371-2650.
371-2650. And that's the number for CityServe.
That's CityServe. And so then what we would try to do, if it's outside of a referral, people will go right to their local church if it's a CityServe church. Okay. So there's many ways to connect, but the CityServe number is there. Right. They could call that number, and we would try to connect them with the nearest church to where they are. That's a CityServe church.
Now you've got how many churches? 109 churches?
109 churches in Kern County.
Wow.
Of all denominations.
Working with CityServe. That's fabulous.
It's a beautiful thing. When you think about one of the largest networks that there even is, thousands of people walk into church every Sunday and walk out. If we can activate and mobilize God's people to be the responders to these needs, because this is not just a drop-off. So if somebody has a need, we send them to a church. We're not asking somebody, can you take a box of groceries and drop it off? Can you take an arrow bed? Can you take blankets? Could you take some pills, diapers, or formula? We're asking them to say, I can take it, and that's my family. I'll be back to visit with them again. I'll be finding out what their other needs are so that I can build a relationship with that person.
How are they going to do that?
They're going to do what God's called us to do.
Well, are they? So if somebody's attending a local church and they see this family that's desperate, are they going to then contact CityServe and say, how can I help this family?
Yes,
is that the starting point?
They can do that if their church is not already a CityServe church. Okay. So most people that are in a CityServe church know that they're a CityServe church. Okay. They know that they are called a pod, which is a point of distribution. So they know that their church has a room or a storage or a C-train.
Right there on the their church property.
Yes. Okay. So that they can see somebody in need, go to whoever's directing their pod, fill that need right there from their church. It's in the local neighborhood. That's CityServe itself does not respond individually to anybody.
Okay, so
why would they connect to the churches? Because we are the connector.
You are the connector. Yes. So somebody, if you don't know if your church is a CityServe church, you could always call CityServe or ask your church. You can do that.
And there's no limit to CityServe churches, Denise, in our county. Right. We would love to see every church be part of this.
Every church, Catholic and Protestant, Orthodox. Yes. We've got our Greek Orthodox people.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Catholic, Protestant, Orthodox.
Here's what we're saying, and how do we bring God's people together? Here's how. The two greatest commandments: love the Lord your God with all your heart, your soul, your mind, and your strength, and what?
Love thy neighbor as thyself.
I was going to say
thyself, King James Version, but yes, love your neighbor as yourself.
So we all agree on that.
Yes,
let's
we do.
Not worry about how everybody worships, but let's come together and let's meet the largest need in Kern County right now, and that is people who are broken, who are in need. And we understand, just like Jesus with the woman at the well, it's not just a physical need. The physical need is there because there's something broken. There's something that is not happening or hasn't happened, or something that's been broken or hurt or messed up in their childhood, or however they've gotten to this place. We realize, like Jesus, they don't just need physical water. They also need living water.
So if I could sort of summarize what you've said to our audience so far, that if you see a need and you're in the church, whether it's a CityServe church or not, you can reach out to CityServe, you can reach out to your church. But basically the idea behind CityServe is for you, the person from your local church, to come alongside a hurting individual or a hurting family, and of course minister whatever they need. You don't have to have the extra money to go buy them groceries. You don't have to have the extra money to buy them a bed. You don't have to have the extra money to buy a floor heater.
This is right. This is exactly where it's
because
at.
we don't always have
that's exactly right.
the extra money.
So God, Denice, has captured these resources, these goods in kind, for his church.
Because people have donated them.
They have, completely.
Okay, so
they're a large retailer. And they go out in pallets to churches, and churches then do the work. And here's what I think we've forgotten, is that the work of the gospel is work. Mm-hmm. It's not just walking in on Sunday and walking out. It's also not just calling an agency and saying, hey, can you do something for this family? Well, no, we can't, but you can.
Right.
This is activating God's people. This is really not even on the pastors of the churches, because they have so much going on. Mm-hmm. But here is the role of the pastor, to equip the saints for the work of the ministry.
Equip the saints for the work of the ministry. So you and I, ladies and gentlemen, can go to our church and ask our church, if they're not a CityServe member, to become one.
Yes.
And hopefully they can get in touch with you,
Absolutely.
Robin. The pastors can get in touch with Robin Robinson.
Yes.
Can we give out your telephone number?
632-6478. That's my personal cell.
I'll write it down. 632-6478. 6478. Okay, and that's Robin's number.
And everybody that I know that wants it can have it.
Very good.
I don't have all the answers, but I definitely
can
help people along the way.
Okay.
And I think truly, Denice, that this is the thing with CityServe. The stuff is there. Mm-hmm. The vision is there. Mm-hmm. The people, God's church, has to activate.
We have to pull together.
The walls are not the church.
Right.
We are the church. And notice when you look, it's about, doing good what? Good works.
Right.
Not doing good rest.
Right.
Doing good works.
That's right.
And so there really is no special certification you have to have. Really, it's asking people, would you be willing to get in the Kool-Aid with somebody? Mm-hmm. Hold their hand, help them navigate through the brokenness, through the mess,
storm,
through the court cases, through the stuff that brokenness has brought in their life. Mm-hmm. Here's what we have to understand. The church has been known for what we're against. But we've got to come. This is what the church is for, Denice. We are for people, the orphan finding a home and being healed. Mm-hmm. We're for the addicted to be set free.
Right.
We're for the widow to have comfort and care.
Yes.
We are for the prisoner.
And there's so many widows out there. Yes. I think of the widows right here in our own city.
We have a widow ministry in our church. Yes. And every church should be connected to some kind of widow ministry.
Yes.
And we would love to help them do that.
Okay.
We help them model, help them set it up.
Great. I know that's been on my mom's heart, ministering to widows. She's a widow.
Yes, absolutely. It'd be beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a ministry that we have just seen people and there's people in there 40 years old and 80 years old.
Oh yeah, you could be a widow at any age.
Absolutely.
Right.
And it's just been a beautiful thing as we've seen the 10 mandates that God set out for the church. The widow, the orphan, the poor, the afflicted, the addicted, the prisoner, the vulnerable, the exploited, Israel, and the unreached, unengaged. These are the 10 things that God assigned to the church. Mm-hmm. And honestly, the more the church does it, the more blessable they are. Have you talked to the synagogues here in Bakersfield to let them know that we have reached out. In fact, I just met somebody the other day at Cafe Smitten and put the word out. But if anybody, they can contact me. You don't have to be Christian. It's okay if you're Jewish. Come on. And you need help. Come. Let's minister to the Jewish people. Absolutely. That's the least that the Christian community can do. Absolutely. Is minister to the Jewish people after Christian nations and people have persecuted them since the time of the early church. When we think about Revelation and we think about what is heaven going to be like. Yes. Around the throne of God, every tongue, every tribe, every nation. Right. And in God's eyes, be around the throne of Christ. Yes. And we have to learn to love each other here. And I mean, why don't we make earth like heaven and enjoy it to here while we're here, because we're going to be there together anyway.
Isn't that beautiful, ladies and gentlemen?
It's going to be awesome.
And you have an opportunity to help bring a little bit of that heaven right down here to earth.
We do.
By reaching out and being available to people that need help. And CityServe is there to help you. The churches that are part of CityServe are there to help you. Robin's number, 632-6478. Again, that number, if you're listening outside of the city of Bakersfield, which I know people will across the country, 661-632-6478. If you're in another state and you'd like to talk to Robin about doing something like CityServe in your state, in your city, contact Robin Robinson.
Absolutely.
The number for CityServe, 661 area code 371-2650. Robin, you've got an event coming up.
We do.
And I was looking at this. It's February 8th. February 8th. What day is February 8th? Is that a...
That's a Saturday.
That's a Saturday.
Yeah,
okay.
It's a Saturday.
At 6:30 p.m. at 3201 F Street. So that's
the City Center.
That's the
downtown.
City Center.
For anybody that might not know, that's the old Montgomery Ward building.
Okay, the old Montgomery. But those of you that are living out of town that would like to come and support this really important ministry.
Amazing ministry.
Yes. You want to come to the Mayor's Ball. It's $100 a ticket.
That's correct.
And who do they call to buy
tickets?
tickets?
They can call the CityServe number, but we also have a link, which is going to be better for them to do that, which is going to be found at
CityServe
Bakersfield Mayor's Ball.
.com.
Let
me write that down.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Isaac, are you writing that down? I'm talking to my producer. What is it again?
Bakersfield.com.
Bakersfield Mayors, MAYORS, Mayor's Ball.
.com.
Bakersfield Mayor's Ball.
And it's Eventbrite right there. They can
it's
buy ticket
Eventbrite. Okay.
Yeah. And we're only releasing right now 100 tickets.
Oh.
Because we have sponsors and we have sponsor tables available.
Okay.
And so, businesses in town, companies, agencies are buying tables. Okay. And then they would fill the table. So we're not going to release a lot of that. May be the only tickets that we release individually.
Okay. So 100 tickets are still available
just
right
today.
now?
We just released them this afternoon.
So there's 100 tickets available right now today. I guess otherwise you'd have to be invited by somebody that's purchased a table.
Or get together and buy a table, or something.
Okay.
Yes. We've had an amazing response from the community in Bakersfield. And we just live in an amazing community. We really do.
How much does sponsorship cost?
$1,200 for a table.
$1,200 for a table.
And then, in the midst of this, Denise, it's been such a blessing because this is a kind of our first fundraiser for CityServe. Dignity Health is sponsoring this ball with Mayor Go.
Okay. And what is Mayor Go?
Mayor.
Oh, Mayor Go.
Karen Go.
Mayor Go.
Mayor Go. Karen Go.
2 words. Okay.
So this is the Mayor's Ball.
Okay, right.
Yeah, and
I'm sorry.
She has put her name, which is amazing, but it's only because that CityServe aligns with the heart of our city leader.
Right.
And so in the middle of that, she's just seen some of the transformation, the things that CityServe is able to do. And I think the number one thing of that is that there's follow-up.
Yes.
So without relationship, all that stuff in that building means nothing.
Right.
It absolutely means nothing. So this ball is something that Mayor Go has. It's a ball that will benefit CityServe. And just so that everybody can hear this, there will be 10 founding sponsors. And we already have some of those, and those are $25,000 sponsorships.
Oh my.
And then we have a $10,000.
And you already have some.
We have about half of those.
Okay.
And then we have a $10,000 sponsorship level. We have a few of those. A $5,000.
Okay.
And there's things on the other end that they will receive for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the $1,200 table, and then the $100 tickets.
Now, what is the money for? I mean, why does somebody want to?
Number one thing, transportation.
Okay.
So the product,
trucks.
Yes, and we use Uber Freight, which is one of the least expensive ways you can do it.
Okay.
And but we have this past year we had over 360 trucks come
360
and 210 of those stayed in Kern County.
Okay.
And so you're talking, a lot of money for transportation, but the product is completely free. So if we averaged it out, the trucks would never have any less than $65,000 worth of free product.
Okay.
Over $13.9 million went through this last year.
$13.9 million worth of product.
And let me talk about the product for just a minute. So when we're talking about these referrals, Denise, we do not have appliances. We don't have we don't have washers and dryers, refrigerators, ovens, stoves. What we do have sometimes are convection ovens, crock pots, rice cookers, pots and pans. We have more household goods. We have couches and tables and things like that.
But the
all the way down
electrical
to the small
appliances that are big.
Yeah, we have small plug-in heaters.
Big. You don't generally
have the large appliances.
Okay.
So sometimes if we'll find those gently used, we'll go back and connect with somebody who might not have a bigger refrigerator. We do sometimes get small refrigerators, the little bitty ones.
They can help.
Which really are better than an ice chest.
Right.
So
absolutely, it'd be better than an ice chest.
Yes, for sure. And they'll have a little freezer in it. And so it'll get somebody by until they get the bigger thing.
Right.
But outside of large appliances, just about everything else you can think of. I mean, we've been blessed to have that. And it comes in different waves of what we get. But a large volume of product where we've been able to really supply our churches. And then as they connect with the church, many times we don't do like, installing heaters and air conditioners and those kinds of things. But sometimes if they'll connect to a church, there's somebody in that church that would be willing to come and help. So that's the beauty of the relationship.
Okay.
Like I know somebody who could do this.
Yes.
I know somebody who could do this.
Right.
And so
there are people that are retired.
There are.
That would probably love to volunteer.
Absolutely. And we're really looking for people that want to serve the Lord even in their retirement. We are getting ready to do a couple of big things, Denise. One of those, we're partnering with Bakersfield College. Okay. I'm not sure if you're aware of that or not. But,
we have my producers going to Bakersfield College right now. Maybe we could get him to volunteer.
Yeah, maybe we could, Isaac. But we're partnering with them. They'll do the education piece. They have a grant for a homeless initiative. Okay. And so they have taken accredited curriculum and it's gone through the process of now becoming certifications. And so a 4 to 6 week course, 3-week course where they'll come and they'll be able to teach the class. And CityServe will do the faith-based wraparound services for that. Okay. So when they walk out of a classroom, they'll have a support group right there every time they go to class.
Wonderful.
And then they'll have health and hygiene, financial foundations, conflict resolutions. And we'll be working with the low barrier shelter, folks that would come out of there once that opens, post-incarceration folks. The first cohort we're doing with BC is from the Mission Kern County. So this is now, we're talking about job trade skills. I mean, something that we need so bad in our community. So there's other people we're partnering with, the Bakersfield Adult School and Employers Training Resource. But there's no duplication of those things. It's going to take so many people to make it happen.
We need volunteers.
Yes.
And if you're retired and you're looking to have some more fulfillment.
Yes.
And reach out and help people. What a wonderful opportunity to contact Robin Robinson.
Yeah, me personally or CityServe. And, one of those things is the low barrier shelter. We're going to need people there that would just be conversational listeners.
How do you say that again?
Low barrier.
Low barrier.
Low barrier shelter. And what that means, Denise, is partners, pets, and possessions. So we have never had a facility yet in Kern County that would allow folks to come in with their pet, with a partner. They won't be sleeping in the same room,
right? And
with their possessions,
right?
And so this will be an ability for us to be having an audience with folks who are not quite ready to cross that threshold. I mean, you and I both were talking about our pets,
right? Yeah, and my pet keeps walking around the studio. I'm sorry,
but we think about people, and people will say, "Well, if it means them or their pet." But they love their pet, and that's sometimes all they have.
Right.
So those low barriers now, those barriers are dropped so that they can come in. You begin to have an audience with folks who really are in need, and they get some clarity. There'll be wraparound services from the county right there. Mental health, flood will be there.
Mental health
center, all of that there. Assessment, Kern County Sheriff's Department will be there. It's going to become, I think, one of the best. Is it the full answer? No, but it's a great start.
It's a great start. Low barrier, and that's coming up.
It's our county that is opening that, and I believe the city is also looking at doing a shelter as well. And we're going to need some more space. We really are.
Great.
Yeah. But it's an answer. It's part of the answer. But we're going to need people that would just volunteer, Denise, to say, "I'll go and just be a conversational listener. I would love to go," and because the animal control service is going to take care of the pets. They'll be in pens. They'll be feeding them. So there's lots of room for volunteers at the shelter. Maybe I'd like to serve a meal. So all of that certification will go through CityServe.
Well, call me if you need some help. Okay. I'll try to squeeze it in. I mean, I'm working all the time.
I know.
I'm working all the time, but I could try to do something. Anyway.
Yes, but it's an amazing opportunity for our community to come together. Our churches specifically to come together.
And there's a lot of people in the churches that are retired and have the time to do something meaningful.
They may say, "Yeah, I retired as a teacher. I'd love to teach some curriculum."
Yes.
I mean, wow, let's say
Yes.
in your retirement, God could use you for so much
Yes.
that you never even dreamed He could use you
Be
for.
A brand new beginning.
Yes,
a
absolutely.
brand new beginning.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've had Robin Robinson from CityServe. She is the director of this operation, and it's just an honor to have her in the studio today. Robin, thank you so
You're
much
so
for
welcome,
coming
Denice,
in.
and thank you again for having me back.
And don't forget this opportunity to support this fundraiser to help this effort. The Mayor's Ball, it's a black tie event featuring dinner and dancing. It'll be held at 6:30 p.m. on February 8th, which we think is a Saturday.
It is a Saturday, yep.
At CityServe, which is at 3201 F Street. And you can call CityServe at 661 area code 327.
No, I'm sorry, 371.
I'm sorry, 661 371 2650. Thank you so much for coming in.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got to talk about Frugati's restaurant. And for those of you that don't know, the owner of Frugati's restaurant is also a Christian. He and his family, and I know they do a lot to help the community.
In fact, they're part of our Waste Hunger program of rescuing food that would normally be thrown away through the public health and taking it in the community to people in need.
That does not surprise me. Ralph Frugaletti is the owner.
Yes, wonderful.
Ralph Frugaletti is the owner of Frugati's restaurant. You need to go to Frugati's restaurant tonight and tell him that you heard all about Frugati's restaurant on the Denice Scary Show. We so appreciate his support of the Denice Scary Show. And we'll go on and play Anatase products. Again, Scott Baker, the owner of Anatase, is a former Marine officer. And of course, he can handle any of the Department of Defense, major defense companies, aerospace companies, tech companies, and their hardware needs. So let's go right to that. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back after this commercial message.
President Trump has correctly stated that economic security is national security. And in the Tehachapi Mountains of Kern County resides a United States defense contractor, Anatase Products. Here is the Silicon Valley of the aerospace industry, right here in East Kern. Anatase Products is a forward-leaning manufacturer and distributor of hardware sold to major defense and aerospace companies. We're talking about Boeing, Lockheed Martin, United Technologies, Northrop Grumman, Raytheon General Electric, and on the list goes, as well as to every United States ally worldwide, including Israel, America's most important strategic ally in the Middle East. And for everything that flies, Anatase Products is providing the parts. And with me today is the president of Anatase Products, Scott Baker. Hi, Scott.
How you doing?
Scott, tell us why you believe this corner of Kern County is the hub of the aerospace industry.
Well, this portion of Southern California here out in the Antelope Valley, it contains, some of the most cutting edge technology going on in aviation today. We have some of the UCAS programs with unmanned technologies going on. We have Edwards Air Force Base out here who's doing continual testing in their area. We have the Naval Weapons Station up there at China Lake doing some fantastic cutting edge stuff, cruise missile technology, and those things are going on. We have Scale Composites locally doing a lot of composite technology, which is new. We have SpaceX, which is a private one, putting a private entity putting things into space now. This area is the growth center for aviation's future, and this is the area I think that as a nation we need to be concentrating some of our effort and taking this technology. And as we all know, with the space program from Apollo years ago, out of these technologies, we the private sector are going to reap some of the benefits of that.
Thank you, Scott. Ladies and gentlemen, Scott Baker, president of Anatase Products. Anatase Products, located in the beautiful mountains of Tehachapi, California, in eastern Kern County, is home to some of the most innovative and specialized technologies in the world, including those at the U.S. Naval Air Warfare Center, Weapons Division at China Lake, Edwards Air Force Base, as well as Strata Launch, launching satellites capable of delivering multiple orbits in a single flight to space. And it is Anatase Products that has provided the manufactured devices. And the president, Scott Baker of Anatase Products, Marine Corps veteran, reactivated on 9/11 to monitor threats to the homeland, is carrying on a tradition of providing for the security of the United States by manufacturing every kind of fastener on anything that flies, as well as providing a full testing destructive laboratory. Contact Anatase Products now in business for 30 years at 661-822-6873, located at 1314 Goodrich Drive in Tehachapi for your manufacturing and testing needs today.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to the Denice Scary Show. We so appreciate it. And please, if you can help us get out the word on what we talked about today and helping people all over the city of Bakersfield and Kern County and across the nation, because again, this program could be duplicated in any city across the country. Support this broadcast. We try to bring you the latest and most important information concerning the lives of the American people each and every day. You can make a tax-deductible contribution to Post Office Box 82162, P.O. Box 82162, Bakersfield, California 93380, and make that check or money order out to the Middle East Initiative, my 501c3 educational foundation. Thank you for listening. Have a blessed and wonderful weekend. We'll be back with you on Monday. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.